Go. Da 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 da. 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey guys, Ranch, new pretty much commentary. I'm gonna have Teal Silence alongside me yet again. This is gonna be the 5th set between CJ and STX. So effort up against Modesty this time on Roadrunner, right? I'm right.
Yeah,
Roadrunner.
yeah.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure you're right.
I did a good job.
They took her gerb.
Could be at 11 o'clock. We're gonna have as the brown zerg. We're gonna have effort, and at the 2 o'clock we're gonna have the teal zerg, Modesty. And actually, this is a very, very good move by STX. Modesty, you know, not the very best player overall, not that great a player overall, very average. But he's a very good ZVZ player. He's kind of like the Hyuk of STX in that regard. He's not as like horrible overall, but his ZVZ matchup is by far his best matchup, and has actually managed to snipe some pretty high-tier players in his ZVZ matchup before.
Yeah, but then again, ZVZ is very much up for build orders. So if you get a build order advantage, you might be able to get a very big advantage on the other player overall. So Hyuk has taken down Jaedong because of build order advantages, but we'll have to see what the players are going on this map. Both players are actually scouting in the right direction, so scouting is not going to be a factor, and both are going for some 12 or probably it's going to be a 12 hatch or 12 pool.
I'm actually gotta say I'm overall surprised at how many zergs go for 12 hatches in ZVZ these days. It's really been, you see the evolution of the game. It's like before it used to be going for 12 hatch used to be this humongous risk. Modesty actually gonna go for a 12 hatch, and the opposite side we're gonna see 12 pool. 12 pool on both sides. So this is less risky, especially when they get the scouts inside. They're gonna get their overlords inside the bases fairly soon, so they want to be sure that they don't get a sudden surprise, So
and gas as well for both players.
Yeah, so that's 12 pool 11 gas. Well, an extractor that would be. But yeah, that's going to get out. It's fairly decent tech out there. And now it's just going to be a question of whether they want to follow this up with a quick expo or just try to sit on one base for all. Let's see. Modesty going to send out a drone. I assume that's going to be for an expansion to put that natural expo up. And on the opposite side, we see effort going for exactly this well. So mirror builds to start off with. No builder advantages here.
Yeah, so it's going to come down to micro pretty much, and in micro I think that I have to go to give the advantage to effort, because he's been around for much more. He's played many more games, has much more experience, and yeah, I just overall think that effort has a better chance at winning this. But of course, in ZVZ, as pretty much in every StarCraft matchup, anything can happen. So we see Lair coming down for Modesty, but yeah, and also for effort. He's behind in just a couple of seconds. Not going to be too much of a factor.
Yeah, ZVZ is always ZVZ, just chaotic mess of stuff. Just you never know what's going to happen. ZVZ is always ZVZ unless it's JVZ. Then there's only a 1 in 5th chance.
It's pretty much like JVN, like Jaedong versus Noob or something.
Yeah, ZN, Zerg Noob, Zerg Bong.
Just some random Zerg player.
Yeah, just who are you? I am Jaedong. I crush you. I don't know why I gave him that accent, but whatever. A couple of zerglings out there for both players, and Modesty taking a slight hit, so he instantly runs the other one by just to try to make sure to pay attention to Effort's own zerglings. Meanwhile, has a nice little ramp block with his own 2 zerglings. On the opposite side, we see Effort do pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, they pretty much do the same thing because they have the Overlord scouts and they see just exactly what the other player is up to. So neither of them can really surprise each other by going like for an all-in zergling attack. So we have Spire coming down for Modesty, and Effort's probably going to put down his Spire like now. Yep, there's the Spire.
A couple of seconds behind, but overall it's not going to be too big a factor, because by the time Modesty's Mutalisks pop and get inside Effort's base, Effort's own Mutalisks are going to pop. So the only thing is if he catches them in a moment where he just doesn't have them grouped up with an Overlord or a Larva.
Actually, Effort has a lot of Zerglings. He probably has more than Modesty does, so he'll be able. And both players went for speed for their Zerglings, so Effort's probably going to be able to chase down the Zerglings and probably take down at least one of them. No, all of them escape. So yeah, Modesty has some Zerglings out for himself as well. So yeah, it's probably going to come down to Muta Micro. Maybe a huge air battle, and whoever comes on top of that will just be able to get the game.
Modesty going to move out with some Zergings now, wondering whether he's actually trying to put on some surprise pressure. We saw Effort putting down an Extractor, not seeing Modesty do the same. He seems to be moving out a little bit. There is a nice defensive column there for Effort as well. So we're just wondering whether Modesty is going to be able to do anything or not. Not putting down an Extractor yet, still not, just mining some minerals off the Natural X, but pulling his Zerglings back at this point. And both players are trying to kind of find a position, open position on each other. Effort's going to start mining his second Extractor now, so he's going to get a bunch of gas going. Modesty has to be very careful with how he tackles this, just not putting down his second Extractor. And both players just kind of milling their Zerglings around, trying to find an open position. Modesty's now playing a little bit defensively, defending his bridges while Effort's going to go for this. And if Effort goes in for an attack and it's not successful, you really don't want to funnel forces right through that middle because it gives the defending position a bit of better option. Now with the Mutalisk out there, Effort definitely has to cancel the Zergling attack.
Yeah, he was just a bit too late with his attack. He actually gets a Zergling inside, so he gets like a free scout on what Modesty is up to. But probably he's not really surprised. Modesty is not really going for anything too, too suspicious. So Effort also has his has Mutas of his own. He also has two Scourge. Maybe just because he had his Spire a bit later, so he kind of has two Scourge there to maybe to be able to score some free hits on Modesty's Mutas. And yeah, it's probably both of the players are going to sit back for a bit and just get their Muta count up, and after some time there will be a huge air battle, and whoever wins that will,
most likely win the game. Yeah. Just it's what I find important in ZVZ personally is that you should really have your Zerglings alongside your Mutas when you go for an attack. For one thing, some splash will hit off and go for the Zergling instead of your Mutas or your Scourge. And also, you just might find yourself an opening and go and do some drone damage with his Zerglings. Effort going to move out with some of his Scourge. They don't hit anything, though. But just at very least, he gets him a scout, gets the positioning on Modesty's Mutas. He's going to come down to Muta Micro. Usually, players these days have just beautiful Muta Micro all around. Not quite the engagement coming in yet. Modesty does have some very nice Muta Micro. I will give him that. He has played some decent ZVZs that I've seen before. None that come to mind at the moment, so maybe he hasn't played some decent ZVZs. I don't know.
Maybe it's just late and we're both tired and we're just speaking something, just making things up.
Yeah, just get this over with. Come on, let's get to the death and the killing.
Oh, come on, Effort, just go in there and kill him. Oh, come on, dude. You know you want to. And Effort is actually sneaking two Scourge inside of Modesty space, so he's maybe looking forward to, picking off a free Muta. That, of course, is a huge advantage. Oh, no!
That, getting some beautiful hits, picking off, I think, two Mutas there. Don't know it.
I think actually Effort landed some of his Scourge as well.
But actually, I think still more damage. And also, Modesty has more Zerglings on the ground.
Oh no, Effort's getting scorched again.
Oh man, I think Modesty has just overall a larger force at this point. Scourge coming from all sides, hitting each other a little bit there. Modesty's still doing a pretty good job. And with those Zerglings petering down, kicking off all the drones that are mining gas. Now going to start attacking the hatchery. Just a huge micro battle at this point. Pretty even in forces, but overall more damage done by Modesty. He's just continue attacking the hatchery, forcing Effort back, and Effort losing most of his Mutalisks. Oh.
And he's also going to lose his hatchery. And yeah, this is game here. Effort just lost this game.
Yeah, no chance here. All the forces now for Modesty going to be rally pointing straight to Effort's base, pulling some drones off the line there to go to the natural where there's nothing to mine from, just Zerglings waiting to kill you. The last couple of Mutas are going to try to micromanage against this, but just not enough. So Modesty's going to take this, some nice ZVZ from him, winning with just simple micro, just very nicely, catching Effort a little bit off guard. GG. Beautiful game from Modesty. 3-2 for STX Seoul. Now we're just going to see what actually manages to take it home.
Yep. Let's see if he can back it up with some more cool games.
Later, guys. GG.
Yep.